Everything y'all niggas do, I don't do. I do the other thing. Everything. Y'all niggas go across the street that way, I'm going up. Holla at your boy. I do other things, man. I don't do what y'all niggas do. I don't do what niggas do. I don't watch niggas' money. I don't care. I just do what I do.
Jim Jones, roasted by Tony Yayo in latest rap feud. The rap game just got a whole lot messier, and this time, Jim Jones is taking the loss. After years of slick talk and ego trips, Tony Yayo, one of the most loyal soldiers in 50 Cent's G-Unit, finally exposed Jim in a way that left the whole internet roasting him. What started as another one of Jim's tough guy interviews quickly turned into a full-blown humiliation once Yayo decided he'd had enough of the Dipset frontman running his mouth. So, here's how it went down. Jim Jones did a recent podcast appearance where he started throwing shade at 50 Cent, acting like he was above old beef and pretending he was the real Harlem boss who never bowed down to anyone. He made little jabs about G-Unit not being relevant anymore, and even said 50 is only still popular because of his work in TV. Now, if you know Yayo, you know he doesn't play when it comes to 50. That's family. That's loyalty. And once Jim mentioned 50's name, Yayo came out swinging. In a fiery live stream, Tony Yayo went off. He wasn't yelling or clowning. He was just calmly cutting Jim to pieces with receipts and stories only insiders would know. He said Jim be talking like he that dude, but he was actually begging 50 for features back in the day. Begging, Yayo emphasized. Don't let that tough talk fool you. That line right there was an instant classic. Fans went wild, saying Yayo cooked him smooth, no cap.
Well, a lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleak and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh, yeah.
But that's why, that's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something,
You do need that
might
help.
need 2 ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid in full movie,
nigga.
I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I promise you that, nigga.
That's why he worried about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's up? The
ain't
bag
nobody,
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no who nigga. Take care of who, nigga. You know who doing it. We live. We getting money.
Nigga. We take care of everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a fact, my G. But linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot of opportunity, bro. But we ain't gonna miss it out going forward. We need to put some pain together, bro.
Don't lie.
Tony Yayo didn't stop there, though. He claimed Jim Jones was playing both sides, trying to be cool with G-Unit while still dissing them behind the scenes. According to Yayo, Jim used to contact 50 Cent's camp trying to get on songs and tours. When that didn't work out, he allegedly started talking trash again to make himself look important. Yayo called it out plainly. You can't be fake loyal in this game, bro. Either you real or you not. That statement hit differently because if there's one thing Yayo's known for, it's standing by 50 Cent through everything. The beefs, the lawsuits, the industry blackballing, all of it. So, hearing him expose Jim like that had the streets buzzing. Humiliation and fan reaction. People immediately started digging up old clips of Jim trying to act friendly with G-Unit after years of sneak dissing. Fans started saying, Yayo's speaking facts. Jim's been moving funny for years. That's when the humiliation really began. The memes started flying, with people calling Jim Harlem's biggest flip-flopper and the Dipset politician. Social media lit up with fans saying he just got checked by a soldier, not a CEO. That's what made the moment particularly effective. Yayo didn't even have to shout. He exposed Jim quietly with confidence, like a man who's seen too much to lie.
Like I just said, we just came back off tour.
Yeah.
With Fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours too for people. Yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like something with Memphis Bleak. Memphis Bleak said Nori, Yayo said, Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too, if you want to say that. To Meth Bleak, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in his setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleak on the stage or him being brought out. You know, even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to—
That's that man girl too.
That's it. That's Hov's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hov wife tour.
So if Hov, I believe if Hov was out on his own, he would bring Bleak out. There is no need for him to bring Bleak in a situation where it looked like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleak as a loyal guy, like I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé, one day we had TRL, and it's the Young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking them out, and Hervé says loud, "You don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does." And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and I always stood.
Once the clip of Tony Yayo's rant hit social media, everything blew up instantly. Hip-hop blogs, fan pages, and even some industry insiders started reposting it with the caption, "Yayo airing out Harlem's finest." The internet was in chaos. Some fans defended Jim Jones, arguing he earned his spot, but the majority were clowning him like crazy. People said Yayo had outstreeted the supposed Harlem hustler. That's a tough look for Jim, who's built his entire image around being the realest in the game. The power of truth and authenticity. You see, Tony Yayo might not be dropping chart-topping hits these days, but one thing's never changed: his reputation. He's known as one of the few artists who actually lived everything he raps about. When Yayo speaks, people listen because he's not one for lies or social media games. That's exactly why this hit Jim so hard. It wasn't just words, it was truth with receipts. In his live stream, Yayo kept it real, saying, "I don't got no problem with Jim, but he got to stop fronting like he that guy. The same dude who used to ask us for Connex now talking like he run the city. Stop it." That line resonated with a lot of fans who have always felt Jim acts tougher than his history shows.
Look out for me like 50 look out for him.
Oh, word? He said that?
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
I'm chewing aloud on my own.
Right.
If Hov look out, I'm telling you, I'll be up there.
Right.
So when y'all see me out here, that's the Blizzle budget. But back to you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to let niggas know Hov don't have to.
Right. So,
Tony Yayo then brought up something that truly stung: the Dipset versus the LOX Versus battle. He said, "We all saw what happened at that Versus. Y'all was unprepared. Y'all got embarrassed. Ain't no Harlem boss supposed to go out like that." That jab had people howling online because it was accurate. Dipset was widely seen as having been dominated by the LOX in one of the most one-sided Versus battles ever. And Jim Jones, who constantly bragged about being Harlem's general, couldn't even save his squad that night. The real reason behind Jim's actions fans started connecting the dots. Jim has seemingly been trying to rebuild his image ever since that major loss. Every few months he picks a new target: Pusha T, Freddie Gibbs, Drake, whoever's trending. However, this time he poked the wrong crew. G-Unit might not be as active musically, but they still command heavy respect in the streets, especially Tony Yayo, who's known for speaking facts with no filter. Jim Jones' weak response. After the live clip surfaced, Jim tried to respond, but his energy was clearly off. Instead of clapping back with genuine bars, he tried to brush it off, saying, "I ain't beefing with no washed rappers." Fans didn't buy it, saying he sounded salty, like someone who had just been exposed and didn't know how to recover. One fan tweeted, "Yayo checked Jim like a big brother checks a loud nephew." Another famously stated, "When a soldier speaks, generals get quiet. The damage was already done." In a matter of hours, Jim's entire tough Harlem boss image started crumbling.
The difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Right? Squad. Rest in peace.
Far Rock. Yep. You understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, wait, you know. Stack Bundles, we had a Porsche and was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot. Look at the socks you look at.
Get the
See,
socks.
that's when a nigga love you, nigga. Get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Cause he making sure you don't get your shit split. Cause you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, phew, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and seen the Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
So with everything you
Maserati Fox. Real
saw,
nigga, huh?
So with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup.
I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What God,
one of them cups
listen,
just for
what
the
God
ashtray.
got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying it was a plan.
I mean, I do be on some Hollywood shit in Europe. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. I don't, like, when you come here, you gotta deal with
Don't treat
niggas.
Vlad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how
No, I
niggas is,
had nothing to do
bro?
with Vlad.
He ain't treat Vlad
do
like
with Europe.
this.
I do
Vlad
things
like
you have to do
this,
with
my
Europe.
nigga.
When you go
The crux of the matter. Jim Jones's credibility. Here's the thing. This wasn't just about words. Yayo's call-out hit deep because it exposed something fundamental. Jim Jones's credibility. For years, Jim has been moving like he's this street-certified legend, always talking about being outside and keeping it real. But Yayo reminded everyone that reputation means nothing if your actions don't match your mouth. He said being real ain't about interviews and cameras. It's about consistency, and Jim ain't consistent. The loyalty of a dying breed. That statement started a larger conversation across social media about how the new generation of rappers often worship image over integrity. Fans started saying, Yayo is one of the last of a dying breed, a man who's loyal to the game's original rules. Don't lie, don't switch, don't fake. Meanwhile, Jim has been accused for years of flip-flopping between crews and narratives. Yayo even reminded everyone that Jim wasn't always this Harlem hustler persona. He pointed out that back then, Jim was Cam'ron's hype man. Cam gave him the look. Then, when things got rough, he tried to become the boss. That line resonated with fans because it's true. Jim came up under Cam'ron, riding the Dipset wave to the top. But when the crew started falling apart, he reinvented himself as the CEO of Bird Gang. While he made some hits along the way, his street respect has, according to many, never truly matched his talk.
The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like, geez, I spent all that tour money, geez, on Pop, I bug it. Whatever he did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said a closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time. And he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, that's not true. They think that, what they think is that Stack asked you, he told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave, he wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You want to hear that story? All right, for Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks, the kid Max and Melly, a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood. And I was not about to waste my money. And that was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. I remember the conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you could go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and like that. You know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of his cars to getting all these everything you can imagine, everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses, Atlanta. Like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there, and you and Stacks were best friends, were Bino, couple others and like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about Stacks and what went on, but we was setting it out. It was not on our level when we was moving, and no way.
The unforgiving internet and Jim Jones's two-faced past fans immediately began pulling up old footage and interviews of Jim Jones praising G-Unit back in the day, hanging out with 50 Cent and calling him a real businessman. Now, those same clips were resurfacing alongside Yayo's roast, making Jim look two-faced. The internet doesn't forget, and once people smell weakness, they don't let it go. Even other rappers chimed in, with a few OGs subtly showing support by liking Yayo's post, a small action that spoke volumes. They were likely tired of Jim's loudmouth antics, as he's been known for running his mouth on everyone, from French Montana to Pusha T, always trying to stay relevant through drama. Authenticity triumphs. Clout this time. The blowback was brutal because Yayo's reputation is spotless. You can't call him a liar when everyone knows he's been 50 Cent's day one soldier since before fame. The streets started saying, Jim got exposed by someone who never even wanted clout. That's the key difference. Yayo didn't need this moment. He's not chasing views or features. He just wanted to set the record straight. By doing that, he didn't just embarrass Jim. He reminded the whole culture what loyalty and authenticity really look like. An unsalvageable defeat now, after all that noise. Jim has been trying hard to control the damage, but honestly, it's too late. The internet crowned Tony Yayo the winner of this entire exchange. What's worse, Yayo didn't even have to drop a diss track or write a verse. He just told the truth. That's the kind of defeat you simply can't spin. Jim has been seen posting pictures in designer clothes, showing off jewelry, and talking about staying focused on business. But fans aren't fooled. The comments are flooded with Yayo memes and jokes like, "You begged 50 for a feature," and "Dipset ain't recover from that versus or this." Even bloggers who usually defend Jim are staying quiet because there's no defense for what Yayo revealed. Meanwhile, Yayo has been chilling, doing interviews, and doubling down on his statements. I ain't got no hate for Jim. I just tell the truth. Some of these rappers need to stop acting like legends when they still living off old hype. The downfall of Mech's fake Harlem energy. That's what really made this hit harder. Yayo wasn't hating. He was holding Jim accountable. The fans are now realizing Jim Jones' career has been built on talk, not truth. Every time he starts fading, he finds someone to beef with. It's like clockwork. Start drama, trend for a week, drop a song, repeat. But this time he picked the wrong person. Tony Yayo doesn't chase clout. He guards loyalty. And that's a different kind of power. As the dust settles, one thing's clear. Jim's reputation took a serious hit. You can wear all the designer you want, but when your credibility gets questioned by someone who's lived the code longer than you, the shine doesn't mean anything. Fans are calling this the downfall of fake Harlem energy and deeming it poetic justice after all the slick talk Jim has thrown over the years. Jim Jones was humiliated not just by a diss, but by the truth. Tony Yayo exposed him for what he is, a loud talker in a game that still respects silence and loyalty. The wildest part is that Yayo didn't even want to beef. He just reminded everyone that real recognizes real. And sometimes, it takes one street soldier to remind the self-proclaimed generals that not everyone's scared to speak the truth. Because in hip-hop, image might sell records, but authenticity is forever.